So guys, in this video, I'm going to be spilling the tea and going over the 5 must-know prep tips so that way you can have a successful retail arbitrage trip. Look, I get it. Everyone's talking about taking action and I'm up all for it. However, preparation or just having your ducks lined up in a row can truly make a huge difference. And think about it. You wouldn't just get in your car and drive and expect to have the perfect beach day, right? Like probably gonna want to grab your towel, your sunscreen, your umbrella, see if it's going to rain or not, right? Or even, a book or two that we all want to read but never do because we all passed out. So ideally it's the same concept. And all of these 5 tips here I've learned personally from my own experience. I've sold over $2 million in Amazon FBA sales, and retail arbitrage was such a huge part of it this year. So I'm just sharing what I've learned doing it firsthand. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. And did you know whenever I buy inventory from Nike, Walmart, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, Kohl's, or even Home Depot, I never pay any taxes. And the reason for that is because of this little magical document. So this is a resale tax certificate. And back in the day, I used to think that paying tax was simply part of the game whenever I'm buying inventory because, Uncle Sam wants his cut, right? But I was just, leaving money on the table, and you shouldn't do the same thing. So learn from a mistake. And so what the resale tax certificate allows you to do is not to pay any taxes whenever you buy inventory from different retail stores, because it's basically you're saying, hey, I'm not buying it for myself, I'm reselling this product, so you shouldn't charge me. Because at the end of the day, when you're selling on Amazon actually collects that sales tax instead of you from the individual or business or whoever end up purchasing the product you sold. And this truly is a game changer. That's why I made this tip number 1, because think about it, here in Florida, our tax here is 7.25, right? Or 7.5. But if you live, for example, in California, where there's such huge tax, that can really make a difference. And if you are doing purchases, every single day or month or whatever, those things add up. Like, if you spend, for example, let's say 20 grand just for inventory, right? If you do the math, 7.5, that's about $1,500 back to your pocket, or AKA money that, you save because you didn't pay and went to do the taxes and stuff. So yeah, that can literally make a huge difference. And guys, I remember when I first started using the resale tax certificate when I went to the Nike outlet, and it was just such a mind-blowing experience because I felt like I had unlocked something. And what's funny about it is like there was other resellers out there, like when I was doing the checkout, and I didn't see them pull the document, so they literally paid taxes on the product, which they could have saved, right? Like my order was between $800 to $1,000 each time I go there. So yeah, that can again add up. So the question is, how do you get your hands in this magical document? So easiest way to do it is go through Google. So right here, walk you guys through the example. You got Florida Resale Certificate Online Application. So for Florida, you can fill in the blank of whichever state you live. So it could be California Resale Certificate Online Application, Georgia, so on and so forth. And it's usually the top search results that you'll see on Google. So just make sure to read on it. Something that makes sense is, like the account management and registration. So let's go ahead and click on that. But again, it's usually the top search when you use those keywords, right? So you just kind of have to read about it because each website is of course different. But in Florida here, you're going to fill up this application of tax form. It's called the DR1. So once you go ahead and click on that, it basically goes through the information of your business. So it is important, first of all, to have an LLC, which you should already if you are selling on Amazon. If not, definitely register one because it's going to need your EIN or your business social security in order to get this going. But yeah, you basically fill out this form, submit it, wait, depending how long it could take, a couple of days to a week, depending on the state. And that's basically the process and how you can get it. And once you do that, it comes up in a PDF form. You just print it out because, as a tip, happened to me before, it's like I didn't have the physical copy, and the retailer would not take it because they need it as well. So yeah, that's why I have multiple copies from this folder. I have some in my backpack, I have some in my car, so just to make sure I always have a copy somewhere, right? So that's a good tip for you to have. Just have copies everywhere because you never know when you can need it. All right, so now that you have the resale tax certificate, the next step is going to have downloaded the right apps. So this is key here, having the right apps on your cell phone. Now, obviously, the Amazon Seller app is going to be a no-brainer. You should have that already. But what I'm talking about, the game changer, is the app or software called Seller Amp, and the other one is Keepa. And for my setup, when I go out there doing retail arbitrage, I really like to keep it simple. So those are basically the two other softwares aside from the Amazon app that I use. So as you guys can see right here on my phone, here's pretty much my setup here. So let's go ahead and click Seller Amp so I can just walk you through the basics. So you can hit the scan button here, and you can see, what's up guys? I'm gonna scan this book right here, right? Let's go ahead and do that here. Wait for it to pop up. So we have the Bubble in the Sun. It's a book right here. So it's showing you, for example, if you are in store, you can scan the items. This is where really a game changer, because with Seller Amp, so you can see right off the bat, it shows me like the sale price, how much selling for Amazon, cost price. So let's just say we can buy this for $5, right? I'm just making numbers up here, guys. So you can see the profit there is 12 cents, nothing crazy, 2.4% ROI, and basically breaks it down. That's the whole idea there. And if you buy multiple quantity, let's say you buy 100, it'll show you exactly, it'll cost you $500, the sale there, and you make a $12 profit. Definitely don't buy this book. And right here where the offers are is such a useful, powerful tool, because you can see the competition. So for this one, Amazon's the sole seller, but you can see all the other FBM sellers here. If you click the FBM, you can see the different people or businesses that's selling it and how many they have in stock. So guys, it's mind-blowing how all these information's in the palm of your hands, literally. Now it also shows you how many times it sells per month, 43 times per month. Is it worth buying, X amount of quantity? All that. Again, same thing with the BSR there. If you're in the top 1%, that's a pretty decent book out there. And you can even see the history, price history of 30-day, 90-day, and 180. And the Google Sheets here, one of my favorite tool is you can actually save these in here. So once saved the Google Sheets, you can pull up in your computer where you have the big screen and actually dive into details when you get home. But if you are just in store, you can add those things quickly. And lastly, you do have the charts here as well that you can, follow through in terms of what's going on in the sales rank. So this one looks pretty stable. And yeah, that's basically how I use Seller Amp, just to have information when I'm in store, because I can't have access to my computer. And guys, the other ones I mentioned is Keepa. So Keepa is basically the same thing that does in terms of Seller Amp. However, this is specifically more powerful when you're doing the graph, because that's what they specialize, right? So I like to turn mine actually sideways when I'm looking at a product, because it shows you more, of the graph action, because Seller Amp doesn't do that, right? Like, look at this information here. For this product, you can cycle through the bottom right here. So yeah, this is very powerful as well if you're not sure of a product, if it's going to sell or not. Number 3, let's talk about the crucial steps here in order to plan your trip. Now, if you think about it, you might be like, hey, this is like kind of going way too much, right? I just want to go out there and start, scanning products, already like crazy as it is. But again, we're talking about preparation here. And if you really want to use your time efficiently, this is going to be key, because I've had days where I just go out there blindly, and comes in repetition, right? Where I didn't even check traffic, especially if you're doing like a circle or a loop within your area. You kind of know what you're gonna hit up. It's definitely good to check the traffic, because if you go to your normal store without checking, because it's kind of ingrained in your little commute there, it might not be the best idea, because there might have been a construction there, accidents, traffic jam, and whatever it may be. So you might have been better off taking another store and save you money, because I've literally sat in traffic for 30 minutes or an hour because I did not check the Google Maps at all. And just to show you guys right here on the screen, I have Google Maps pulled up, and you can see I just type in Nike outlets here in Orlando. As you can see, there's a bunch of them here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back here. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Really important to check the traffic, because let's say your first store that you always hit up, maybe the Nike factory store here down in Celebration, but let's say there's huge traffic here, might be close to Disney or whatever, you might be better off going to the other one or the other one here and kind of come back to it later. Especially, it just depends where you're coming from. So it's really important to kind of have the overall view, kind of just take the time to map out you know, what you're going to want to do, because again, it also depends on the stores that might have sales, right? So for example, if we're talking about specific stores, let's say like Sephora, it's having one. So you want to type in maybe in Google here, what's going on with Sephora's, and just see how you can plan your route. Because again, traffic is such a big key here when doing retail arbitrage. You want to maximize your time each store and do as much you can. So what I actually like to do, prefer, if there's a lot of traffic, is I go to the furthest one, because you want to go early, right? This is the key. You know, you guys have heard of the saying like early bird gets the worm, especially, you know, with retail arbitrage. These items, if you're shopping for them, could be a limited time. So I like to go to the farthest one early morning, no traffic and stuff like that. And when I come back, if I do hit traffic, I'm a lot closer to where I live, so I don't have to spend as much time. So these little things that you start paying attention can make a difference in order for you to have, again, a successful and fun trip. Number 4 tip here, we're gonna pull out my handy dandy fanny pack, is this little bad boy here. This is a portable charger and is a must when you're doing retail arbitrage, because the last thing you would want is when you're ready to start scanning and you only have 50%, 40%, or 60% battery, and you still have a bunch of stores, or you still have the whole day ahead of you, and unfortunately you can't scan it, or you might have to go to your car, sit there for how long, who knows how fast it charges, or go to like a McDonald's or something. So that's the last thing you're gonna want to do, because that's taking time away from, you know, our shopping trip. So yeah, this portable charger here is super handy. I know you guys might be saying, or I just thought about it, it's like, yeah, you might be charging it in the car, but again, there's situation there that happened to me that I was never thinking of. So that's why I got this little portable charger, because it can charge pretty much your phone while you still be able to scan, right? Like I know some companies have the extender as well that it kind of clips in your phone. So whatever it may be, just make sure you have one, because this is how much important it is to, in order to make the list here. And guys, the last step here is actually slept on. Most people actually skip by it, is to dress comfortably and to be presentable, right? Because first impression is everything. You never know what opportunity come across your way, especially if you go into different type of stores. And I can speak firsthand that, you know, you want to dress comfortable and be presentable at the same time. So I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? Like I like to wear, you know, my On running shoes, the Cloud. Those are super comfortable to just kind of walk around all day, be on your feet, and, you know, not to worry about it too much. Yes, we want to be comfortable, leaning towards comfort, but also at the same time, we're talking about being presentable, because if there's a manager or, you know, someone that's important that you network out there, you know, you get judged, unfortunately, by your looks. So you don't want to just go out there slobby, not put together. You're wearing a hoodie and stuff like that. And again, it doesn't have to be crazy. Like I'm wearing just like a long sleeve here, sometimes a polo, just a clean shirt, depending on the weather and stuff like that. And yeah, I also have this fanny pack here. This is key, because having this, if you're going to multiple stores, you're just gonna need a place to put all your receipts, right? You know, I've had like one time, you know, using a jacket, I have a receipt there that I was looking for the longest time. But again, you having organized along your preparation can truly make a difference in terms of that. So definitely keep that in mind. So guys, yeah, those were pretty much the 5 tips I wanted to share with you in order for you to have a successful retail arbitrage trip. Let me know if you have any questions, comment down below, any future videos that you want to see, and don't forget to sign up for our free newsletter down below and join our Discord community. Thank you guys so much, and if you want to learn more about Amazon FBA tips, check this video right here. Catch you in the next one. Peace.